guys, welcome back to my channel. Mermaid Nina here. We're going to take a break from my Sunday night series and do another monthly update because it is now June and a lot of stuff has kind of happened and come out. So we're going to go over everything that's kind of important or really cool information, and I'm kind of going to dissect it for you, and I'm kind of dressed the part. Give you a little hint into one of the subjects, but first things first, I gotta talk about it. You guys love to comment about Magicbands, and yes, some things have changed regarding Magicbands, and many of you love to comment on my older Magicband videos and like to update me on these changes. So let's just remember that some of my older videos are that old. So for those of you who may not know, unfortunately, Disney did a little sneaky sneak and they raised the prices of Magicbands again. That's right. Last year, Magicbands were free. They were complimentary with your Disney Resort package. Then they said, 2021, they're not gonna be free, but they're only gonna be $5. Now, guys, I'm sorry to tell you they are now $10 for the generic plain Magicbands. And there's another little kink to it too. So let me go through it here. These are the basic colors, the basic red, orange, yellow, green, you know, those kind of basic colors. These are now gone. You cannot find these on the app whatsoever. They came out with these new colors, kind of, I don't even know what to call them. Kind of like a lighter series and a more darker series. I don't know. Some of the colors are really pretty, like they have a raspberry and a purple, but these are now $10. That's right. So for a family of 4, if you want to get each of you Magicbands, you're looking at $40. Now, just a couple months ago, I was correct when I said Magicbands were $5. But Disney, like I said, did the sneaky sneak, so they are now 10. Now the issue is people are going in to try to find these basic colors and they're just not there. I'm pretty sure they're probably just gone. I'm pretty sure they ran the course. Disney's out of them. They're trying to now do these new updated colors on top of course, the ones that are themed and have characters on them whatsoever. Personal opinion? I now kind of think Disney is phasing out Magicbands. I really, really didn't want this to be true. I love Magicbands. I mean, there's really nothing else to say. I absolutely love using my Magicband. I love that it's on my wrist. I love that I don't have to get out my phone. I love that I don't have to worry about my phone being charged. I love that I can just boop, boop, boop. Those of you with Apple Watches might be able to have the same experience, but I don't have an Apple Watch. So for me, Magicbands are key. So this is my suggestion. If you are like me and you love Magicbands, maybe get them now. I don't know what else to say, guys. I really have no insider information, but my gut tells me the reason they raised the price again is because they're phasing them out. Or shipping got ultra expensive, or they got pricier to make. I don't know. I don't think it's that it's purely just Disney's after your money. I think there's kind of more to it than that. Yeah. So I think they're probably going to be pushing Magic Mobile, which is the ability to use your phone over Magicbands. Now, the other comment I keep getting, even though I showed it to you in a video, is, Nina, how do I get the $5 Magicbands? Well, again, they are not $5 anymore, but it's really simple. So first, you have to have a trip booked. You have to be staying on property. Then you do everything on the app. So I'm just gonna run through it really, really quick because I've already done it before, but you open up your app, you make sure your new Disney Resort reservation is logged in, everything's good to go. You go to the bottom of the app and there's these 3 lines on the right-hand corner. You click them. You scroll down to My Profile. You click on My Profile. Up comes something called Magicbands and Cards. You click on that. Now, if you've been to Disney before, you might see other Magicbands kind of listed, like your friends' Magicbands, your past Magicbands. If you want to order new Magicbands, you go under New Magicbands. You click on it. It's going to ask you if you want to go to a different site. You say yes. That's it. It's as easy as that. No, you are not buying them through Shop Disney. And yes, they are now $10. And again, these are for resort guests only, people currently booked and staying on Disney property. But yes, I'm sorry to be the bearer of bad news. Disney did this overnight one day a couple weeks ago, might be a month now, secretly just upped the price of Magicbands. In fact, they probably did it after my last video. So again, if you were looking for these basic, simple, like rainbow primary colors, they're gone. The only option is kind of these new colors, these new kind of flavors. And these are now $10. Of course, if you want to get the cute character ones and the other ones, those are going to be roughly more. I found these adorable kind of sparkle ones for $15. So Nina might be purchasing a few extra because I'm just now waiting for them to say no more Magicbands, which, I don't want that to happen. But anyway, we're moving on. So for park updates and changes per COVID and policies and all these things are going on. So I'm going to update you guys on what's going on in the parks right now. So Disney World, as you guys may have heard, masks. But so far they have removed all relaxation stations. So all those little areas inside all the parks where you could sit, take off your mask, eat your Dole Whip, talk to your family, whatever, those are gone because you can just sit outside without your mask on now anyway. You don't need a relaxation station to do that. They've removed all outdoor social distancing markers. So all of those strips that say, please stand here or please wait here, those are all gone. They are slowly taking them away, but at this point, they're mostly all gone. Outdoor dining. So outdoor dining was similar to indoor dining as they were kind of socially distancing those tables. Not anymore. Outdoor dining is back to normal. So if you have been going, during COVID and it was kind of hard to find a table, it should be a little bit easier now. Oh yeah, they're filling up all the seats in rides and outdoor like venues like shows. So there's not really any more kind of like seat markers or skip the row and all those kind of things. They are starting to just fill everything up. They are raising capacity and they are just putting people back to normal on ride vehicles. And the last thing, of course, which is part of something I've already said, they are continually removing all of the social distancing signs, the mask signs, all sort of spot markers like stand here kind of markers, and plexiglass. I am sure some rides still have them up. I'm sure there's a few rides where they find it's a little bit safer to continue to have that plexiglass. But in general, we're getting constant sightings and scenes of them removing all those things from all sorts of rides and queues and whatnot. So Disney is working at being back to normal. But Disneyland announced they are now going to be open to out-of-state guests. Woohoo! That means I can go to Disneyland, guys. I just need the finances. Then I can go. Starting June 15th, anyone who is an out-of-state guest may go to Disneyland, which is great, especially if you're on the border. If you're like a Nevada, Washington, Oregon, New Mexico person, this is great for you. So yeah, June 15th. Also, all Disney resort hotels are now available to be booked. When they first opened, you could only get Grand Californian. Now you can book all three. And the Avengers Campus recently opened. It has been hugely popular, lots of long lines. So if you are headed to Disneyland anytime soon, pretty much expect long waits. But they've been pretty popular with their new ride, Web Slingers, and of course, the $100 sandwich. If you don't know what I'm talking about, feel free to look it up, but they thought it was a good idea to come out with a $100 sandwich. It's huge. It's supposed to be shared amongst several people. It is not designed for one person, but yeah, they came out with a $100 sandwich. And they've opened up their reservation window. So when they first started, I think you could only make park pass reservations at 30 days out. I think it's at 90 days now, guys. So Disneyland is looking into being back to full force as well. You do have to wear a mask currently at Disneyland for all situations. But yeah, Disneyland's opening up. Things are progressing, guys. COVID is disappearing and things are opening up, which is a good thing. It's what all of you guys wanted. And of course, in all these situations, if you want to wear your mask, you can continue to do so. No one is telling you you can't. They're just telling you things might not have to be worn. They might not be required anymore, which brings me to Universal. Universal came out and said, we're done. Anyone who is fully vaxxed, you don't need to wear a mask. Indoors, outdoors, whatever, not required. They do specifically say that non-fully vaccinated guests are still expected to mask indoors. But of course, it is all on the honor system because they are not requiring proof for vaccinations. It is what it is, guys. Universal is just done. And they've been done for a couple of weeks now. And yeah, it's been working. Universal's been very popular and very busy. So I've kind of been waiting to do this video because I kind of wondered if Disneyland was going to follow suit and also remove the mask policy. So next up, some exciting news for Disney World. Some dining is opening back up. Now, I know I've already mentioned Tusker House. I'm going to mention it again. Tusker House over at Animal Kingdom is coming back with characters. It is not going to be a buffet. It is family style where they kind of bring you a bunch of food and you eat, but it's opening up. And that's great for Animal Kingdom because there wasn't much there for table service dining anyway. So that's pretty exciting. That's going to open up June 20th. So here in a couple of weeks. And then just announced, literally just announced, Ohana's coming back, guys. Everyone has been waiting for Ohana over at the Polynesian Village. I do have to say though, even though they are opening up for breakfast and dinner, they are not doing characters at this time. So it will not be a Lilo and Stitch breakfast like it was before, but they are bringing back some of the crowd favorite menu items. So be sure to check out those menu items. For those of you who are plant-based, they will have a specific breakfast for the vegans. So that's pretty cool. Ohana's going to open up again July 9th. No characters, but you can start booking it like now. So that's pretty sweet. And for those of you staying at Caribbean Beach, which is a moderate resort on Disney World property, is Sebastian's Bistro is opening back up. Now this is great for people over at Caribbean Beach because up until now, they've only had that one quick service open, which you can get tired of pretty quick, especially if there's a long line. So now people staying at Caribbean Beach will have that additional option over at Sebastian's Bistro, which is slated to open on June 24th. So yeah, guys, pretty exciting. And then on top of all of that, again, Disney World's coming back to normal. They announced Club Level is returning. Woohoo! I am a huge fan of Club Level. We have stayed Club Level so many times. It's really our favorite way to do Disney World. I can't wait to do it again, especially when things start flowing and finances get a little bit better. I can't wait to go check out Club Level. So yeah, Club Level is slated to start as early as September. Each different resort has their own opening time for Club Level. But yeah, it's pretty exciting. Sadly, Poly, which is where we love to go, is not opening their Club Level quite yet. I think Yacht Club was also on that list of not opening yet. But yeah, many of them will be opening, including the Grand Floridian. And for those of you who don't know what Club Level is, it's a special, like, I don't know, I'm going to call it like a perk to booking at a Disney resort. So you would book a Disney resort room category and then you kind of upgrade it to Club Level. So often the rooms are kind of the same as they would be for a standard room or whatnot. But what you're paying for in addition is the Club Level, which is an extra perk of Disney services. Usually they have their own little lounge and viewing area. They usually have, let's see, in the morning, they will have kind of like breakfasty foods and snacks. They have appetizers at dinner time along with some little eats. You get, you know, adult beverages and stuff. And then throughout the middle of the day, they usually have soda and water and snacks and juices, and every Club Level is different. So each resort does Club Level a little differently. But at the Poly, they would have a special viewing area where they would like pump in the music so you could watch the fireworks from inside your club level, and you could watch the electric, I can't even think it, the water pageant, the electric water pageant that happens in the waterfront in front of the Poly, the Contemporary, and the Grand Floridian. So each club level does it a little bit differently, but that's really exciting, especially for those people who can afford club level right now. But again, I am very pro club level. We love the ability to kind of go up there, start the day with breakfast, some snacks, some pastries, some fruit, whatever they got, hit the parks, come back, you know, do the pool in the afternoon and have adult beverages and water and snacks. And then if you happen to be around in the evening, you can do the same thing. You can kind of have an appetizer, an adult beverage, and kind of enjoy life. And sometimes that's really all you needed. If you had a really big lunch in the parks, then maybe you're not hungry for a super big dinner. So just eating a couple of appetizers over at club level could be enough. So it just depends how your family kind of rocks your hotel stay. But yeah, club level is returning. So now guys, for the big subject at hand, the one I'm dressed up for, Boo Bash, woohoo! Okay, I'm a little over Boo Bash at the moment. For those of you who know, Boo Bash is coming out. It's the replacement for Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party. So Disney came out and said, Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party is not happening this year. We're gonna do an after hours event called Boo Bash. Now this was in my last video. Now, as of a couple of days ago, people who were staying on property could book their Boo Bash tickets. And yes, so that started Tuesday the 8th. And I still have that day like flashing in my memory because Disney was not prepared. They were not ready. Their queue, I don't even know what was going on. Their systems weren't ready. Tickets weren't loaded. I waited on hold for 8 hours. I got hung up on several times. So collectively together, I was on hold for 8 hours. The last time I was on hold, I finally got an agent after 3 hours. And I was able to score Boo Bash tickets for myself, whoop, whoop, for my clients, and for other agents in my agency, which is pretty great. But it's unnecessary to have to wait on hold for 8 hours to buy Halloween party tickets. I'm just saying, Disney, you need to fix that. And it wasn't just agents, consumers and other people who were trying to get Boo Bash tickets on that day were having issues as well. Then there was a huge rumor that Halloween was sold out and everyone was freaking out. Not true. Halloween night did not sell out on opening day. In fact, it is still currently open last time I checked, because I got Halloween night for my clients. But either way, that's why Boo Bash is a little sore for me in the head. We're gonna move past it because it's exciting, guys. I'm going to Boo Bash. Are you going to Boo Bash? Are you curious about Boo Bash? Boo Bash is like the modified Mickey's Not So Scary. They had 23 nights available this year, so you could get Boo Bash. Boo Bash is an additional ticket. It's a special purchasing that you do outside of your park pass. And the select dates are August 10th through Halloween. Like I said, people who were staying on resort could book as early as the 8th. Those of you who are not staying on property, perhaps you're locals, you can book as early as June 15th, and you can do it online, which I'm hoping is better than how we had to do it, because we had to wait and do it on the phone, which, Nina's still, like I said, Nina's sore about it. The price ranges anywhere from $129 to $199 per person, non-refundable. $199 is the cost for Halloween night. So basically October's in the $159 to $169 range. September was what, $139 to $149. Sorry, I got a nose itch. And I don't know, August, September, $129, $139. Anyway, the prices range depending on when you're going, and of course that's the pre-tax pricing. Those of you who are APs or DVC, you do get $10 off, so that's a little bonus there. But they came out and they announced a few more things regarding Boo Bash, which I want to share. So they announced the cavalcades. It does appear there's only going to be 4 cavalcades, and I do have to say I'm a little about it. The cavalcades are going to be like Mickey and the Fab Five, right? Their Halloween typical Boo-to-You parade float. They're going to have the villains, which I'm sure is Jafar and, you know, Cruella and whoever was on the typical villains float. And then they're going to do the Nightmare Before Christmas, Jack and Sally with Oogie Boogie. I saw all 3 of these floats last year for the regular cavalcade. So now you're going to see them by paying a ticket, even though I kind of saw them for free. So I'm not really sure how I'm feeling about all that. But they are adding in the Maleficent float. So the Maleficent float is from Festival of Fantasy. Is that the name? I can't even remember the names of the parade anymore. Festival of Fantasy had the Maleficent float with her as the dragon breathing fire. So apparently that float will be added to the Halloween cavalcade. So that's pretty exciting because that float is pretty amazing. Now they did announce they will be doing the candy stops, which means you can trick or treat. But one thing they added to that is they will be allergen friendly, just like they were before. So for those of you with allergies, this is how it worked. Now this is the bag from Mickey's Not So Scary. I'm assuming they're gonna do the same thing. What they did is they would give each family with allergy concerns a special bag. So when you go up to trick or treat, the cast members knew you were an allergy family, and instead of giving you candy, they give you a token. So when all the other kids would get handfuls of candy, you or your child would get a single token and get this special bag. And then at the end of the night, when you were done, you would go over to City Hall and you would exchange all your tokens for allergen-friendly candy. This way, cast members were not touching Snickers and your allergen-friendly candy at the exact same time. So just something to note, especially to tell the kiddos, because I think a few kiddos got a little irritated that they were getting tokens instead of candy in that moment. So make sure they know that you could be trick-or-treating for tokens that you trade for candy later. Now I have a whole video on this from previous Mickey's Not So Scary, but they would run out of candy kind of quick. So you want to exchange your tokens early. That's my tip on that. But for those of you who are not allergy, you can just bring your own. They usually provided a generic kind of Halloween bag, or you can bring your own and you can trick or treat and get candy, which is pretty cool. They did say there's going to be character sightings throughout the park, which I mentioned before, but they were more specific. And they said you most likely will see Goofy, Chip and Dale. The Haunted Mansion will be decked out with the characters that are usually in front, kind of talking and chatting to guests, probably at a socially distant range. So that's pretty cool. Make sure you check out the Haunted Mansion. And then they said Foulfellow and Gideon were going to be there, which I thought was pretty sweet. So for those of you who don't know who those 2 characters are, is they're kind of like the evil villains in Pinocchio. So other than Stromboli, which wasn't mentioned, Foulfellow and Gideon are like the fox and the cat that kind of urge Pinocchio to kind of go on the dark side a little bit. So yeah, they were specifically mentioned on the list. And then the Cadaver Dans will be there doing performances, which is pretty sweet. Those are basically the Dapper Dans, just spookied. And then they listed about 20 rides and attractions will be open. So that means low waits for those rides. They are going to include ice cream, popcorn, and other types of beverages included in your tickets. Now, this is pretty common for an after-hours event. They would often include treats and beverages as part of your party ticket. So that is going to be the same as typical after-hours events. They're going to be, themed food and beverages for you to purchase. I said this before, and of course the whole park will be decorated for Halloween. So it's up to you to decide if you think Boo Bash is going to be worth it. Isn't he cute? I got him last year. It's the same Mickey that you kind of see at the Halloween times. He lights up. I had to show that because I have him sitting here. But yeah, only you can decide if Boo Bash is worth it to you. Are the tickets pricey? Yes, they are pricey, especially for no fireworks, no big parade, nothing like that. It doesn't sound like you can hug characters, get signatures, do any of that stuff. So it's up to you. Halloween night does seem extremely pricey, but again, it's Halloween. So yeah, and for those who haven't been before, this is the wrong wristband. But usually what they would do is they would, excuse me, let normal guests in the park that day, and then they would slowly check out people who had wristbands. So when you entered the park with your party ticket, you would get a special wristband. And then as you're going throughout the park, they would kind of kick out those people without the wristbands so that only people who purchased the party ticket were indeed inside the park. I don't know if they're going to do it the same way as they have done previously, but there is a chance they will be giving people wristbands for party ticket people. But anyway, like I said, guys, it's a pricey thing. They haven't done parties in a while. It's up to you to decide if it's worth it. I did get tickets, but luckily my tickets were not Halloween. My tickets are actually in August. I will be there for one of the first parties. And of course I will film it all, but that meant I was only paying $129. Actually, I paid $119 because I'm an AP. So that made it a little bit easier to swallow. But for a family of 4, like that can get pricey. So I get you. But we're gonna move on from Boo Bash. We're going to talk about the 50th anniversary. So as most of you guys know, Magic Kingdom is going to turn 50 on October 1st. Actually, Epcot turns 50 as well, but that doesn't seem to be important. Everyone seems to worry about Magic Kingdom, and I will let you know that for a while now, months and months and months, Magic Kingdom has been completely sold out. So if you do not already have Park Pass reservations for Magic Kingdom on October 1st, you're not getting in. However, I will let you know that a few nights ago, a mysterious amount of park passes came back. So you just have to keep checking. Up until a couple of days ago, Epcot was actually sold out as well for people who want to go ride Ratatouille the day it comes out. So you do have to keep checking. Now, currently APs, all 4 parks are blocked out. So if you are an AP and you don't have tickets for the first, you're not going. But again, things reopen up. So you do have to just keep checking. All right, Jungle Cruise. So I know I keep talking about Jungle Cruise and it's like in every one of my videos, but they've updated it. So for those of you who don't know, Jungle Cruise is getting a makeover, and they're doing this makeover while the ride is still open. So they have removed many of the scenes that they found to be not really up to date. So they've been redoing those kind of areas. So one thing they did is they took down the rhino pole, which was a pole filled with explorers, and the rhino looked like he was ready, get him in the booty a little bit. They removed that pole, and that pole's been gone, but they've now replaced that pole with a new type of trapped safari explorers. So that scene is basically done. So that's pretty exciting. They also made some updated changes to the natives, the ambush scene. They removed those guys, and they've now replaced it with a new boats, baits, and bites shack. So they are keeping it very Jungle Cruise related. They are not totally going crazy with this makeover, but they're just updating it to make it a little bit modern with today's time. So yeah, but it's pretty exciting because each time you go, you could be getting kind of a different Jungle Cruise, which I don't know, I find kind of exciting. So last thing on the list, I think I got it all, is rumors. Now I don't want to get too much into this because all the stuff I usually talk about is 100% true. It's based on fact. It's stuff that Disney has put out. But I'm going to go ahead and mention it now. So last video, I posted about some interesting rumors. Some of them actually came true, but I want to let you know that new resorts opening, that rumor just hasn't moved. So I don't know if that's going to continue to happen or not, but as of right now, no new resorts are slated to reopen. The next thing I want to talk about is fast passes. I get a lot of you asking me about fast passes. Nina, when are fast passes coming back? Are fast passes back? All that kind of stuff. Guys, I wish I had a crystal ball. I so wish I had a crystal ball, but I don't. No one knows anything about fast passes or the meal plan, I should add. We don't know. Disney is being very hush-hush about it. But if you want my personal opinion, you might not like it. But if you want my personal opinion, Fast passes are not coming back. My personal opinion is Disney is going to come out with some sort of paid system where you pay to get the perk of skipping the line. Why do I say this? I say this because Disneyland has the Max Pass. It was a fast pass system, but you could get your passes on the phone the day you were in the park, and you could get way more than the 3 fast passes you're allotted at Disney World. And the price, the introductory price for Max Pass was pretty reasonable. And then it went up and up and up, but people still got it. So that makes me feel like Disney could be moving to a paid base program. Also, the park nearby, Universal Orlando, they have something called the Express Pass. If you're staying at one of the nicer resorts over at Universal, you get the unlimited Express Pass for free. It's included in your resort stay, which basically means you get to skip the line unlimited during your entire stay. So with Universal doing that and Disneyland doing a paid system, I highly suspect Disney World got rid of fast passes due to COVID and all those things, but I have a feeling they're working behind the scenes to come up with a new system that will be pay-based. It's just a hunch, guys. I don't really know. Again, there is no crystal ball. There is a rumor out there about something called a lightning pass, which is the same kind of concept. You're basically paying to get fast passes. And of course, all of this could be resort based. It could be deluxes get more than moderates and moderates get more than values, or deluxes pay less money than value for this lightning pass. But again, no one knows. There is no one out there who knows the truth. Disney might know, but Disney hasn't said. So I'm just listing it right then and there. And one thing I forgot to mention was Disney Cruise Line. So Disney Cruise Line did come out and say they got approval to start sailing or to start doing the tester cruise. So they did announce later this month they will do a tester sailing with cast members to see how protocols and new things kind of go. But at the same time, they also canceled a bunch of cruises. So they pretty much came out and said, yeah, we've been approved to do this tester cruise, but yet we're canceling all of these cruises, some of them into November. So I don't know, guys. As much as Disney World and all these things are progressing, I'm a little nervous about Disney Cruise Line. I am really hoping they sail soon because I have a cruise booked and I would like to go on it. But anyway, guys, this video is getting really long. I am so sorry about that. But I'm hoping you guys find these updates and tips helpful. Again, I'm only trying to spread information that is correct and true. I try not to get too much down that clickbaity rumor hill that a lot of other bloggers and people like to chat about. But again, I don't have a crystal ball. I don't know anything about fast passes or new resorts opening or the meal plan. That's just my gut and my experience as a travel agent. That's just what I think. But yeah, guys, I hope you guys found this information helpful. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel. If the subscribe button is red, please click it, turn it gray, hit the bell icon for notifications, like this video, and comment. What do you think about Boo Bash right now? Did you get tickets? Were you one of the crazy people that had to wait on hold for 2 hours and then got hung up on and then had to call back? I'm just so curious, guys. Let me know what you think about Boo Bash, fast passes, Magicband prices going up, all that kind of crazy stuff. But as always, guys, I so appreciate the view and mahalo for watching. Nina out. Bye.